I'm going to need this one for today's video. But we'll put this on in a moment. Hello and welcome back to Bug Realms. On this channel we like to discuss all things creepy crawly, so if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel. Now this is a really interesting Phasmid Files because today's one is going to be on the Anisomorpha Paromalus. Now normally you see the Anisomorpha buprostoides, I think it's called, which have the kind of little white markings on them, but the Paromalus has red markings on them, and these guys are awesome. Now unfortunately I only have 2 females. Now to my knowledge this particular species of Anisomorpha is a sexual culture, meaning they do have males and females to reproduce. Unfortunately none of my males made it to adulthood, just 2 females. That's not to say they are not parthenogenetic, because I know of other Anisomorpha that are, but the likelihood is that if they are, the genetics won't be very strong. So I'm a bit gutted and I cannot find males anywhere. But before we look at them, males are pretty much smaller, thinner versions of the females anyway, so you're not missing out on quite a lot. Now I don't like to do Phasmid Files when I haven't got a lot to show you, but I did ask in a video a while back now if you guys still wanted to see that, and you responded with yes, and a few private messages saying please do this video. So here we go. Now I'm going to be putting this on for today's video. I'm sorry if this interrupts the audio for you. The reason being is these guys have a very potent spray, and this spray can really hurt. Unlike the other stick insects I keep, if this went in my eyes, there have been reports of temporary blindness from this species. People that have not been able to see for I don't know, maybe a few hours, maybe longer, I'm not quite sure on the reports. I don't want it in my face, okay? Now that might seem like I'm a bit of a baby, but safety comes first, and as people are learning from this channel, I think it's important that you take all the safety factors in. Now normally I don't actually wear this, okay? It's kind of just a little gimmick for today, but as I said, safety first. And if you've got children and you've got this species, maybe wearing goggles or a face shield like this can protect them, and always wash your hands after dealing with them. So without further ado then, let's check out this girl. So here we have an adult female Anisomorpha Paromalus. Now in the lighting on my camera right now this looks kind of yellowy orange, but to my natural eye it looks like a dark orange / red, those markings. Now does this not look almost like a demonic phasmid? Those bright warning colours saying stay away from me, I can hurt you, is not a lie, as we've just discussed. But any predator coming is not going to want a face full of that potent spray, I can tell you that now. Now I'm not going to disturb her too much, but I'm going to try putting a cotton bud near her and seeing if you can get a glimpse of this spray. I cannot promise this will happen, and I'm very careful when dealing with these, and I've never actually witnessed these spray. So perhaps if I put a stroke on the back, and just gently, there, did you see that? That was Anisomorpha spray. Let's see if I can replay it for you. Okay, so I'm not going to disturb her anymore. I'm going to take out the other female and we're going to talk about these beautiful animals. So with a bit of macro filming here, excuse any shakiness, these guys have a PSG number of 122, so 122. They have a CLP number of 101. Now these guys, as I said, I don't know a huge amount, except for the fact they are from Central America, and I believe it's from a place called Beckys, if I pronounce that correctly. Let me just take off the macro there and we'll look at her a bit more normally. Focus.
There we go. So these guys feed on privet like we have here. This one's in an old spice jar that was thoroughly cleaned out. It does need the water changing. I change the water every time I change the food plants. So yes, they're from Belize, which I believe is not far from Guatemala, if I remember correctly, but my geography is not the best. So privet is the only plant I know that they eat, but I'm pretty sure there are probably others too. I don't know the native plant that they take to, I'm afraid. Now, as I said, I believe these to be sexual cultures, although there is that possibility of parthenogenesis, which is kind of interesting, and that's what we'll have to find out, guys, because as I said, I have no males. Now, the glands that these guys spray from is just here. Just here. Now, I thought she was going to front spray earlier, but she actually sprayed kind of outwards, which I did not realize they could do. So they were actually spraying towards this cotton bud, which I found fascinating, whereas I thought that the glands actually only protruded forwards. So that was really, really cool. It came out in kind of almost a mist, didn't it? Now, I don't want to disturb this girl. We'll give her one stroke, and if she doesn't do it, she doesn't do it. There we go. She's okay. She's not fussed by it. Look. So we're going to leave her alone. I'm not going to disturb her anymore. We've already seen a spray, and that's what's important. There's some better lighting for you. You can see her properly now. Now you can see they are very shiny, so the light reflects off them really, really well, and they grow to about a body length of 7 centimeters. Now, when I first got this Anisomorpha, I thought it was adult while it was subadult, and then when it molted again, I was like, wow, they got even bigger. So although 7 centimeters isn't huge for a phasmid, it shocked me that these guys got that size and had that kind of bulk, especially when they're sprayers. A lot of sprayers are actually smaller species. Now, because she gets around 7 centimeters, you will need an enclosure at least 21 centimeters tall, but bigger is better. I prefer about a 30 for these. Now, I actually had these in a 30 centimeter tall from a younger age, but I had some deaths among them, and I think that was to do with the airflow of that tank. So I put them in a temporary tank, which they've actually lived in for their final molt, and as they don't need to molt again, they actually have enough space in this temporary tank, which is 21 centimeters tall. So I may as well leave them in here, as there's only 2 adult females, and I will collect the ova and just see what happens. Now, ignoring my bed in the background, we can see that she's actually fairly plump. She is gravid, so she does have eggs inside her. The plumper the abdomen, the more they're ready to lay, basically. But isn't she stunning? Scary looking, but stunning. I genuinely think these guys, as I said earlier, have that demonic look about them, and that's why I find them so fascinating. Now, if I do not have success with ova being parthenogenic, that's fine, because we are going to get Anisomorpha again. I really want to master this species before I start using them for Project Paradise, and that's with any Anisomorpha, not just the Paromalus. So we are going to be looking out at the BTS and other places for other Anisomorpha, and we might even get 2 packs so I can get it right. Now, I might be a long-term phasmid keeper, but mistakes happen, like I had with this culture and other cultures. But that's how we learn. We learn from our mistakes. So that's pretty much all the information I can give you regarding the Anisomorpha Paromalus, but I hope that you enjoyed seeing the footage of these beautiful but slightly scary ladies. She was cool, right? Now, what I would like to say is also be careful of cuts on your hands. You see, I'm filming this actually directly after a video I did on the Orthomyria Pandora nymphs, hence why I'm wearing the same stuff, and I got caught by the stinging nettles, and where she sprayed a bit, I did feel the tingle on my finger, and where the stinging nettle had got me and I'd been scratching, it's actually a little bit more sore. So you really want to bear in mind if you've got any cuts on your hands before dealing with this species too. Perhaps even wear gloves.
There are also websites, I don't remember the links off the top of my head, but you can find them through a simple Google search, where they actually created a document regarding the toxins and bits and bobs that are actually in the Anisomorpha spray and how they react to your body. So feel free to go and check that one out. That's not something I really wanted to go into on here. I don't really care for the science of the potency of the spray. I care more for the love of the animal itself, and I've got a lot of stick insects that I've been learning about and a lot more to learn about to care too much about what toxins are in a spray. But if that's something that interests you, please just Google it up, Anisomorpha, Paromalus, names in the title for the spelling, and you'll be able to find that document. So I'm going to call it an end to this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy it still. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. Did you learn something? And would you keep them? That's another big thing. Would you keep the Anisomorpha Paromalus, knowing how strong their spray is? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.